What is up, everybody? It's the Higgs here, joining you from MMOplay.com, and I have got a first look that, if you watch MMO Play Dailies, you know I have been looking forward to for a while now, Heroes of the Storm. This is a new Blizzard property that is currently in beta. It is Blizzard's offering to the MOBA genre and features a slew of characters from across the Diablo, StarCraft, and World of Warcraft universes. So without further ado, let's jump into Heroes of the Storm. So it looks like there are only a handful of available characters right now that are just free to play out of the gates. It looks like the vast majority of these characters are either haven't been released yet, or you have to purchase with money or gold. I think Lily is actually a purchasable character, and maybe right now you can try her or something. Either way, I'm gonna go with her. I find that my inability to play MOBAs well is generally made up for by playing a support character. See, now this is interesting. This is something about Heroes of the Storm that I think sets it a little bit apart from some MOBAs out there, that each level has its own sort of special way to win, various points on the map that you can capture and hold and get perks from.
My temples were built for worship, though they are also powerful weapons. But you, I do not grant you
sort of a glossy texture, glossy sheen on these polys. I'm wondering if there's some, I wonder if that's the way it actually looks, or if that's like a rendering thing that's happening. It doesn't look right, does it? And the video is a little sketchy, and I see we're downloading content up there, so I'm going to assume that that's not a finished product look.
This is going to be great.
It looks like on the outset you don't get items. I'm not sure if that's something that is going to keep going throughout the entire match. If items aren't a part of this game, I don't know, but it doesn't look like that's something you do up front. I got a little bit of sketchy gameplay issue going on here. But we got another Lily on the other team, and Diablo. Well, Lily is certainly quite fun. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take these down a bit. So, FYI, I am going down to the medium range graphics because I was having a little bit of gameplay issue, probably because I'm still downloading the content. It's flowing a little bit better now.
They shall bask in my glory.
So in terms of controls, it's pretty simple. Click to attack, and then you've got your spells down there, spells and abilities down there at the bottom. By default, walk to Q, W, E, R. You can mount in this game, which is a cool feature, by pressing Z by default. This gives you, I think, up front I had two options, either a horse or a Kodo, maybe it was, for mounting. And then B gives you your Hearthstone, which returns you to your base, so you can heal up. So what I'm doing now, these are one of the 3 points on the map that have a special enemy or objective that you can capture and hold. And see, now this little temple thing is firing for 360 damage at the tower up there on the top right. So by holding this, you are severely damaging the tower. I would say that is one of the cooler functions so far that I've run into about Heroes of the Storm, is that unlike a normal MOBA, or like a lot of other MOBAs, I guess I should say, where really lane control and using, you know, the ebb and flow of minions and your fellow heroes to your advantage, Heroes throws another element in there in these like points that you can capture and give you really, really huge opportunities to take down towers and completely dominate whatever lane you happen to be in.
Not that one, silly.
So this is a practice match that basically I consider it the step between tutorial and full out, you know, battle. But still, even in the practice, you know, it's a fair amount of difficulty. You know, they're not taking it easy on me or on my team. I think tactically, as a MOBA, Heroes offers a few additional things in a really nice Blizzard-fied package, you know, which is what Blizzard does really well. They take a genre that has proven successful, like they did in WoW, you know, once EverQuest had, you know, proven the success of the genre. They take a genre that's been proven successful, whether it's MMORPGs, card games, RTS, whatever, and then they really put a nice polish and sheen on it. And that seems to be what's happening in Heroes. There's a nice conglomerate of elements, MOBA elements here, though, that so far seem to work really well together. I will say the one thing that I was expecting more of that I don't feel much of at this point is sort of an attachment to the characters. You know, I'm kind of a Blizzard fanboy, especially with Warcraft. So I was expecting to, you know, I'm here trying to kill Uther the Lightbringer, and I was expecting that alone to sort of have cool, you know, nostalgia-y feelings, but it really doesn't. There was, in the intro, the first tutorial, you play with Uther a lot, and that was a little bit of it, but honestly, the characters feel pretty different than they do from their original franchises. Mostly because everything here is sort of made more poppy and more accessible than it might be in, you know, another franchise. It sort of feels like, you know, like Hearthstone, you know, like the Naxxramas, all of Naxxramas in Hearthstone, and Blackrock to some extent, where, you know, you've got a character like Kel'Thuzad who is in the game just this terribly menacing, demonic, terrifying character, and then in Hearthstone he's dumbed down into basically this impotent child figure who gets butthurt every time you deal any damage to any of his minions. That's sort of what it feels like in this game so far. That the darker characters have definitely, you know, had their edges smoothed out. It's one of the few MOBAs that I'm really having trouble stopping playing. I don't know how much of an indicator that is of its success as a MOBA, because, as you guys know, MOBAs aren't necessarily my favorite genre in the world. It may just be more of an indicator of, like, they've really taken the MOBA and made it as accessible as possible. And so for that reason, I'm finding it really easy to keep playing it. But also, like, strategically, for some, this is a weird, you know, sort of emotional thing, but for some reason, when I play MOBAs, or when I have played MOBAs in the past, I find myself getting really upset by losses. because losses are generally so complete and so devastating that it's hard to like recover from it. You know, you're like, well, I lost so completely. How can I ever, you know, get better? Or there's so many variables. You know, it all comes down to hero choice, and if I don't know enough to play well, how do I know to pick out the right hero, etc., etc. Heroes, at least right now, at the very early stages in both the game's release and in my playing of it, that disappointment after loss isn't there for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because the losses I've experienced aren't as devastating yet, anyway. It might also have to do with, this is the first MOBA that I've jumped into and like immediately found the right character. I mean, I've played with 2 other characters besides Lily, but both of them I immediately went back to Lily. Like, I don't know why, for some reason I jumped in. She was the first one I tried after the tutorial, and I'm still playing with her. I just get how to play her. This is the first game I played with her, and I had tons of fun. And after this game, you know, in full games, I've had, you know, kill streaks like crazy. I'm helping everybody. I'm winning a lot. So that might also have something to do with my preference toward this particular MOBA. I just got lucky, I guess, and found a character that works for me. Or she might just be a phenomenally easy character to play. And because I'm a moron when it comes to MOBAs, I found the dumb character. That's entirely possible. That Diablo looks like, I forget his name, but that character from League of Legends, the like demonic looking creature that crawls around on all fours, and like when you kill creatures, it's like increases your health over time. Somebody will have to leave a comment on this video and tell me what that character's name is. I can't remember. But Diablo, every time I see him coming, that character also got larger. Like the more you consumed and the more you leveled up. So Diablo looks to me like that character at, you know, like max level. I'm not entirely sure that Heroes is going to take over the MOBA market. You know, as fun as it is and as accessible as it is, I quite frankly don't know enough about high-end MOBA level or MOBA gaming in general on the high-end level to say that this functions competitively any better or worse than LoL or Dota 2. I just don't know. I know for me, as more or less a MOBA noob, it is a lot easier to jump into. It is a lot more rewarding to play, and it's a lot easier to keep playing over and over again. So there you go, kind of a long first look as first looks go, but I thought, you know, this is one of those games that everybody's looking forward to. People want to see how it looks, how it works, so that is how it looks and that is how it works. For my money, Heroes of the Storm is certainly the MOBA I've played in the last year and a half or so that has really grabbed my attention. That said, I do think it probably has some issues if you're a hardcore MOBA person. But what do you guys think? Are you playing Heroes in beta right now? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Does this interest you? Are you down with everything you're seeing here? I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know. I've been the Higgs from MMOplay.com. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.